it's been 2 weeks. I know. So yeah, I know I missed 2 weeks. We've just been crazy busy. Work started back up and we had a bunch of big orders going. So I just actually didn't have time. I had plenty of time to like watch movies and read books though, because I could do those at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can only film at very specific times during the day. I think I'm actually a little burnt out creativity wise, and that's why I'm just watching things. Honestly, I'm not reading that much. I just finished The Toll today. If you watched any of my previous videos, you'll know how long I've had that book. But I have not been writing at all. And I think I'm not going to write for a little while, just to recover. So I guess today is media talk. Let's talk about all the crap I've been watching. Starting with Arcane because all of my thoughts on this are non-spoilery. This show is beautiful. Like, literally, like, visually beautiful, okay? Yeah, it's CGI. CGI looks nice, just all on its own. But they have, did 2D animation on top of the CGI. Excellent. Like, they'll do the fire and like the smoke will all be 2D animation and everything else will be CGI, and it just looks gorgeous. Okay, now Arcane, God, I don't even know how to describe this show. There is a an upper city and a lower city, and much like Final Fantasy VII with the plate and the slums, the people up top are kinda the overlords, the people down the bottom, you know? And they don't really think about them. They're like trash underneath their feet. And those people down there, there's like a group led by this one dude that's kind of wanting to gain independence from the city above, because it's like a city state. And that's basically the underlying story. And it's just a whole bunch of crap happens, just branching off from this dude's plot. And it's good. There is some kitty violence at the end of the first episode. When you get to the evil dude's lair and you see a cat, just skip to the next episode. You miss nothing. Everything that happens after that point, you could figure it out very easily. All of the lesbians on my Tumblr dashboard, and some bisexual ladies as well, were like losing their minds over the show because there is a lady romance going on. So I was like, okay, I'm down for that. I'll watch that. And I came for the lady romance, and I stayed for the story. And it's a good thing too, because I really don't know how they managed to do this, but this romance in Arcane is both incredibly slow burn, but also moving so incredibly fast. It's fast and slow at the same time. They're not getting together, but somehow they like each other more than they should. It's like, you knew each other for like 12 hours. Why are we like spilling our life secrets? But if you are worried that it's like queer bait and they're not actually gonna get together, they definitely are. It's not a bait and switch kind of situation going on. It is real. Anyway, one last thing I want to say about this show. It is based off of a video game, which I have zero interest in. And after watching the show, I still have no interest in it, even though I love the show. It makes no sense, but like, yeah. Anyway, that's Arcane. Arcane over. Okay, so I forgot to empty the trash in the phone, and my phone filled up. So, where was I? Oh yeah, I was saying there are chapters, so you can skip past this next section if you don't want to hear about it. Because I'm talking about Encanto, and that's kind of new, so this could definitely be big spoilers. So, Encanto. Let's start small with Encanto, okay? I normally don't like musicals. Okay, you can't be in front of the microphone. Go on. And, you know, now that I am diagnosed with autism, oh, she's leaving me now, I've started to examine reasons for things in my life, and what I've come to realize is that I don't understand lyrics. For example, in the beginning of Encanto, we got Mirabelle. She's talking about her family. She's giving the whole history of her family and who they are, what the powers are, their names, blah blah blah. And I absorbed none of it. Okay, the only part of that song that I like understood and like processed was "Welcome to the Family Madrigal." That part that they repeat over and over and over and over again. Okay, is that what they said? Basically, the part that she was repeating over and over again. Those are the only words I was really comprehending. Then I had no idea what was happening. I was like, who are these people? I didn't know that the flower girl was her sister or Luisa. I didn't know Luisa or Isabel were her sisters. I was like, oh, they're other cousins. I didn't know who her parents were until like her mother was actually talking to her and her dad came in and was like, I didn't know that. So yeah. So I'm thinking maybe that's why I don't like musicals, because musicals put a lot of important information in the songs. It's a situation going on up in here, okay? Normally when I listen to songs, I'm just listening to the music, and the voice is just kind of another part of the music. So that part out of the way, I did not cry. I know a lot of people did, but honestly, I think I brought way too much baggage into that movie to be sad about Abuela. I'm sorry. Maybe that makes me a terrible person, but let's just say I've had several Abuelas, okay? Multiple times going through that same thing at the end, okay? And they were totally full of shit. Totally, completely full of shit. So I think when everyone else was sad and crying like, oh, she lost her husband, blah blah blah, I was sitting there like getting pissed off. It was making me angry, and maybe that makes me bad, but that wasn't my feelings. It was kind of like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where it's like cool motive, still murder. That's what I was thinking. Cool motive, still abuse, you know? So whatever. So I think I'm just gonna put that to the side. Let's not talk about that, because obviously I'm probably not qualified to talk about that too much. So let's move that to the side. Here's my main complaint about this movie. Probably the big spoiler part is that they get their powers back in the end. I was really mad that they got their powers back. They had to do one or the other, man. They really had to do one or the other, and they did them both, and they f***ed it up. I'm gonna have to censor so much in this. They lose their powers, okay? And then they've gotta make peace with Abuela, or Mirabel had to, and now they gotta rebuild their house. So they're like, oh, we don't have powers. How are we gonna rebuild to that powers, right? And then the whole town comes together and helps them rebuild their house, their community, blah, blah, blah. And then they magically get their powers back. I think it should have been one or the other. Either, I don't think my microphone's gonna like that. Sorry if that sounded really bad. I think either that when Mirabel and Abuela made up, they should have got their powers back right then, or they should have never gotten their powers back and they should have just been a community altogether. I think it should have been one or the other, because it would have had meaning if they got their magic back right then because of the, you know, family resolution or whatever, and it would have meaning if they realized they didn't need their powers to be this special community, this miracle oasis in middle of Colombia, you know. It would have had meaning then, but then it was like, hey, that meaning you found, guess what? You didn't need it. Now here's your magic again. Go live your life. I just felt like them getting their magic back cheapened the community effort. Cheapened the effort, you know? Because the house, if you've never seen this, the house builds itself. So when the magic came back, the house could have just been able to like create itself, and like those people were not necessary. So what was that? And it was really like this roller coaster going through, because as they were rebuilding without magic, I was like, man, I would have been really pissed if I didn't get my magic back. They should have gotten their magic back. And then they got their magic back, and I was like, alright, Encanto talk over. Hello, this is Editing to Mama here. I was going through my footage for this next part where I was going to talk about the toll. And I realized that I need to redo that, because it was just, I should not have been filming a video about a book 2 hours after I finished reading the book. So I'm here at work filming this little addendum. Whatever, that's why I'm moving around. So I realized that I had... First of all, I had been calling one character non-binary, and they're not non-binary. They're not non-binary. They are gender fluid. So that was not accurate. Okay. And I noticed that I had complained about a few things, and as I complained about them, I realized that I worked it out in my own head as I was complaining about it. So obviously, I have not let this book sit in my brain enough. Did I say what the book was? The Toll by Neil Schusterman. So, I think that's going to just be its own video. Also, I was talking about it for like 20 minutes, so I think that's definitely going to be its own video, or just bundled with another book. I'm reading Axiom's End. I started reading it last night, so maybe I'll put those two together, kind of sci-fi. But anyway, because of that, definitely not making a Friday release on this video, because I'm going to have to edit this in. I got glue on a part that's not supposed to have glue. I hate when that happens. So anyway, yeah, I decided to nix this next part, mostly because of the non-binary thing, because that was a big screw up. I was watching it like, what the hell was going through my head? That's not even like the same thing. It's slightly related, but no. And also the time. Like after I went through the whole thing and I edited it, the video was like a half hour long. But if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm putting this guy together. It's a frame! It's ready to get stapled once it dries. So yeah, anyway, see you next week. I gotta get back to joining this stuff.